This is Yoga by Beka. If this is your first time here, or if you've just kind of stumbled upon this YouTube channel, my name is Beka, and this is my dog Mabel, and we like to do yoga at home and put out free yoga content for anyone else who may want to practice yoga in the privacy of their own home and who might just be starting out. I don't know if you all ever have had a hard week or have had to deal with disappointment, or maybe just, we all have our hard weeks here and there, and I know I definitely had mine. So it's a Friday afternoon. I am off of my day job and I'm home, and I'm just gonna do everything I can think of to uplift and nourish myself. So, painted my toes, and I have lit every candle I have, and I've got my water, my lotions, my hair lotion. I have made myself some delicious lemon ginger tea, and I even sliced fresh lemon to put in here. And I'm gonna add this supplement Usnea, or as some people call it, old man's beard. This promotes my relaxation. I notice it relaxes me, but it also is a good detoxifier. It's actually a lichen similar to Spanish moss. But if you're not a big drinker, and I try to limit my alcohol, I really do enjoy tea with some Usnea in it to just kind of promote relaxation, health and wellness, and it just feels good. It's just so cozy. It's like a warm hug that you drink. So, I got my journal out. I have all of my colored pens, and I'm just going to focus on starting off the weekend by releasing any struggles that I've had and opening up my mind to anything that the weekend may bring me.
Hey there. So let's start out getting on your mat. Get into a cross-legged position or any seated position that you prefer, and let's start to breathe slowly and become into our own body. Focus on breathing in and breathing out with your eyes closed. Keep your back straight, but don't stress yourself out. Relax your forehead, your cheeks, your shoulders, all the way down, focusing on just breathing in and breathing out. Now take your head and lean it to your left-hand side and extend your opposite arm out, feeling an elongation along the side of your neck all the way down the side of your arm. Relax your left ear to your left shoulder with your right arm extended, holding the stretch to relieve all of the tension out of your neck. Now let's do the opposite side. Come into a neutral position and then slowly take your head over to the right side, letting your right ear become closer to your right shoulder with your left arm extended out, your hand flexed to really feel the elongation along the side of your neck and down your arm. All the while, focus on breathing in and breathing out. Feel the breath coming in and out of your nose. back into a neutral position. Take some deep cleansing breaths, slowing down the breath. Now let's start doing some Sufi grinds. While you're on your sits bones, rotate your stomach and your belly going clockwise. Breathing in on rocking forward, exhaling, rocking backwards. Now reverse and go the opposite direction. Imagine trying to scoop out the remnants of peanut butter in an almost empty jar with your stomach being the spoon. Clasp your hands together and let's roll out your wrists to get them warmed up and ready for today's practice. Going in a clockwise position and then counterclockwise. And there's sweet Mabel. Now let's warm up your wrists even further by clasping your fingers together and pushing your hand one way as demonstrated and then the other. Applying pressure with your hands pushing against one another. Now do the opposite side. If you feel like you have racing thoughts, what works for me often is counting. If I can't keep my mind completely empty, which is very rare for anyone to do, you can choose a mantra or slowly count while you're doing your breathing. Get into a tabletop position, flat back, flat neck, and then slowly take your right leg and extend it out behind you. Lift the leg up and sweep over to your side, and then sweep over to the other side. Pretend that your leg is a giant windshield wiper, rotating and opening up the hips. This is going to be a yoga practice where we focus on opening up your hip flexors. Try to enjoy the full range of motion and then extend the leg to your left hand side, or actually that's my right hand side, my apologies, and let your foot rest on the floor and do some cat-cow movements. Inhale and curve up into a cat. Exhale as you flex your spine out, looking up. Do this on your spine and on the breath, and this helps open up that hip joint further, as well as opening up your back. Lay hands flat, sweep it over to the opposite side on your left hand side, and while your leg is resting on that side, twist it over your leg. Rock gently back and forth, opening up your hips even more and creating space and movement in your joints. Now get back into your neutral tabletop position and let's do the other side. Lift your leg up to the left hand side and then sweep it over and windshield wiper it over to the other. Opening up that hip, creating space and movement where normally you would not have any. Now on your left hand side, let the leg rest in alignment with the knee. Tend your fingers on your mat and do some cat-cows. Make sure to do them in rhythm with your breath. opening up those hips even further, creating space and movement. If you're like me, I generally like to keep my eyes closed because it really helps me to focus on being within my body and paying full attention to what everything feels like. So I know I don't push my body to do anything deeper than it needs to. Now windshield wiper over your leg to your right hand side and let the foot rest there, and then gently rock back and forth. Flex your feet and then lift up your knees and your hips, transitioning over into your downward facing dog. Move your hips to the left and the right, and then take a little time to pedal out your legs. Stretching out the backs of your legs and just enjoying your downward facing dog. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Bend your legs generously, clasp your elbows, and just swing in ragdoll. Rotating back and forth, gently swaying. Let the trunk and the upper portion of your body be heavy. Let gravity do its work and enjoy the stretch. Let all of the worries fall out of your head as you let gravity take over. Release your hands. Go halfway up, resting your hands on the tops of your thighs with a flat back. Put your hands forward and then take your left leg into a lunge. Rock your hips forward, hands upward to the sky. Deepening the lunge. Breathing in and breathing out, keeping your balance and enjoying that deep, deep stretch in the tops of your legs. Hands to the side of your foot. Take that right foot to the side of your mat to create space. And then let's get into a typical lizard lunge. And when ready, and if your body allows you to, lower your elbows to the mat, deepening the lizard lunge stretch. Move slowly, no jerking movements. This is very slow and fluid, and all on the breath. If you need to, think of a mantra to go with your breath, or breathe deeply for 4 counts. Hold it a few counts and exhale for 4 counts. Counting and focusing on that instead of any intrusive thoughts. Put your feet together. Lower your hips down into a squat, a deep, deep squat. You can point your toes outwards and put your hands into a prayer position. Get a bit more of a straight back. That further pushes your hips and your bum closer to the ground to deepen that squat. Now on your inhale, lift your hips up, transition to your forward fold. On your inhale, go up halfway. Now you're going to want to now do the other side. So step back with your left leg, or I'm sorry, that is my right leg. And get into a low lunge, arms up to the sky, arch your back to behind you, deepening that stretch. Hands down to the side of your left foot. Extend your left foot over to the very side of your mat to deepen into a lizard lunge. Then lower your shoulders and your torso down to the ground if your body enables you to do so. Breathing in and breathing out. Slowly, when you feel ready, get your hands underneath you and push yourself up. Flex that back foot and step that foot forward to the side of your hand. Lower your hips and your bum down to the ground into a deep squat again. Enjoying the space in your hips. Hands in prayer position. Straighten your back a little bit, thus further pushing your hips down towards the back of your heels. And your bum upwards into a forward fold position. Grab your elbows and go into your ragdoll, but then slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, curl yourself upward into a standing position and then turn around to face the side of your mat. In a wide stance, widen your legs, turn your legs and your knees outwards, and slowly squat down into goddess. You can rest your hands on the top of your thighs, or you can put them in prayer position. Sink your hips down and stay in this position as long as possible. This is going to create some heat and your legs may start to shake. This will tone and strengthen your thighs as well as your hip flexors. Slowly lift up into a standing position, straighten your feet out, hinge on your hips, and forward fold. Do a forward center fold. Let gravity take over, making your head very heavy towards the earth. If you need to, you can widen your stance a little bit to get a deeper stretch in the backs of those legs. Now lift halfway up, all the way up. Go to one side and then sink your body weight down onto that foot, straightening out the other with your toes flexed up to the sky. You can use your hands to balance yourself on the mat or put your hands in a prayer position, whichever feels best for you. When ready, use your hands to help yourself up and out of the pose. And then take your body weight and you're going to now lift up and then sink your body weight down on the other side. Opening up that leg. Keep your toes flexed to the sky, hands in prayer position, or use them to be on the mat to help balance yourself. Breathing in and breathing out. Now lift yourself up, using your arms to assist if you need. Back to your center forward fold. Make sure your toes are pointed straight forward. and slowly lower the crown of your head to the ground. Reach back and grab the back of your ankles, deepening the center stretch. When ready, slowly come up. Stand tall, raise your arms above your head. Swoop down into your forward fold, lift halfway up. Then melt back down again. Jump back into a plank position. Lean forward slightly and then slowly lower your elbows down close to the sides of your body into chaturanga, lifting up into a upward bend of your choice, and settle into Sphinx pose with your elbows under your shoulders. Take your right foot and in a bent knee position put to the side of you. Then lift your body up, your upwards body into a back bend of your choice, deepening the stretch, then lowering back down into Sphinx pose. With your right leg a bit at a right angle, opening up your hip. Now let's do that on the other side. Put your knee outward to be in alignment with the hip at sort of a right angle. Lift up into a back bend of your choice, but upwards, such as the seal or goddess, Sphinx pose. There you go. Lower back down into Sphinx pose. Now get into a tabletop position. Swing your legs down and around to stretch those legs out in front of you. Breathing in and breathing out. Arms up overhead and slowly lower down. Focus on hinging at your hips. Try to get your chest to meet the tops of your thighs by hinging from your hips, and just enjoy the stretch. Lift yourself up slowly. And let's do a few butterflies. Put your feet together and let's flap your knees up and down. Bend forward to try to deepen that stretch in your groin area and your hips. Putting a little bit of pressure on your knees with your elbows to kind of get them a little bit closer to the ground if that's possible. Breathing in and breathing out. Focusing on the breath. Relaxing into every stretch and just trying to get a little bit deeper on each breath. Lift yourself up. Extend your left leg out. Your right leg has its foot inside, touching the inside of the other thigh. Rest your elbow on the inside of your left knee and stretch over, getting a great side bend stretch as well as stretching your leg. Now lift yourself up, face forward back to butterfly, and then transition to do the other side. Taking your right leg and the foot meets the inside of that thigh. Stretch over, stretching that side upper body as well as that leg. Now breathing in, lift yourself up. Cross one leg over the other. Sort of stacking your knees one on top of the other slightly. And then when ready, reach forward and try to get a nice bend in there. Walk your hands back up, lifting your torso. Now let's switch legs. Stack your knees one on top of each other slightly, feet flexed, and then slowly walk your hands out in front of you, bending over those legs, really stretching your hips, opening them, creating space, stretching. Now walk your hands back up. Lift yourself up. Now we're going to do a center stretch. Widen your legs to the left and right end of your mat, sitting up nice and tall. Now slowly, when you're ready, hinge on your hips and walk forward as far as your body will allow you into sort of a seated sitting split. And just stay here. Relax, breathing in and breathing out, creating space and a deep stretch in your hips, in your legs. You don't have to push your body to meet the floor, as long as you feel that nice deep stretch. Now walk your hands back up and lift yourself up. Grab and gather up those legs together and then lay back on your mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Grab your feet into happy baby and breathing in and out slowly. Gently rock side to side, comforting your back, massaging that lower back against the mat. It feels so good. Now put your legs together. Lower them down on the mat to where your legs are in a butterfly position, but your back and your torso is on the mat flat. Rest your hands on your tummy, and with every single breath, relax and melt more so into the ground. Slowly you'll feel your lower back release and become flush with the mat. Your knees become heavy and widen deeper, meeting the ground. Just breathing in and breathing out. Relax. Slowly, when ready, extend your legs out into a laying down meditation. Put your arms out to your sides with your palms facing the heavens, and just slowly breathe in and out, losing yourself in the relaxation and the rhythm of your breath, letting your body become completely and totally heavy. And just think to yourself, I am safe. I have everything I need. I am safe. I have everything I need. All is well, and I am safe. I have everything I need. When you're ready, introduce movement into your toes and your arms, and then slowly rock yourself up into a seated position. Slowly blink open your eyes. Come back into the present moment when you're ready. And be proud of yourself for taking the time out to stretch your body, come into your body, and to leave the world behind you and to focus on yourself within, bringing your mind and your body together as one. Get into a meditative position, sitting with your thumb and forefinger touching, and just regulate your breath. Rub your palms together, awakening up all of those nerve endings in your hands. And thank you so much.
Well, I hope you really enjoyed that yoga session and that you were able to follow along with me and Mabel. And I hope that you really, really opened up yourself to letting every fiber of your being to relax and release any tensions that you've accumulated through the week and any disappointments or any dramas. Remember that stress is a killer, and it's wonderful to take a time out for yourself. Never forget how you speak to yourself and how you let others speak to you. Don't absorb any negativity, and remember that that your mental state is just absolutely priceless. To live in peace is a wonderful thing. And every day we have our challenges and we have things that we face. So try not to vent, gossip, or speak evil to others, and make sure that you only speak positively about yourself. You are your own cheerleader. So cheerlead yourself along and take some time to nourish and pamper yourself and get ready for a wonderful weekend. If you haven't heard it from anyone else this week, hear it from me. I love you and have a wonderful weekend. And thank you so much for watching the yoga video. Bye.